Welcome to NewQuest's Leadership Quick Hit series. My name is Shane Jensen, a partner with NewQuest. The topic for this great vignette is NewQuest's easy to understand performance management process. Let's get into it. When our clients or any leader hears the two words performance management, lots of things come to mind. At the end of the day, at NewQuest, we've come up with a really simple, great infographic, which I'm going to show with you in a second, that really captures how powerful and effective performance management can be, but what it actually really means and what it looks like for a leader. It's a phenomenal tool for holding people accountable, creating change, keeping your employees engaged, hitting your KPIs, productivity, and all that other good stuff. The NewQuest performance management process is also really well designed to deal with employees who are not meeting expectations or there's actual performance issues. Here's how our performance management works. As you can see from the line here, every day, as we've talked about in our magic moment, if you haven't seen that, you're going to come to work. And it's inevitable you're going to see something going on with your employees. Let's call it good to great, or you're going to be like, something odd going on there, or it's an actual performance issue. That is what we call the magic moment. And it is the first step to performance management. As we've mentioned before in our other leadership vignette, you want to step into those magic moments right away and address it. You want to address what we call behavior change. And that's really what performance management is about. It's about getting employees to change their behavior to meet expectations. When we talk about expectations, we're talking about meeting at a minimum the job description and making sure they're aligned with the policies. The best way, and this is part of performance management, to hold employees accountable, to help them go from good to great, or error correct performance issues, is to performance coach. And you can see from this great graph, we really focus on performance coaching to change behavior. If you step into the magic moment, deal with it sooner than later, you'll be pleasantly surprised how effective your performance management process is using performance coaching. Of course, it's inevitable that you're going to performance coach somebody and they're going to go and repeat the performance issue, or they're not going to meet expectations. And as you can see from this graph, you are now what we call into the won't situation. And this is where you need to make a decision. You can continue to keep performance coaching that person, hoping you'll see a behavior change. Or you can simply shift to the next step of performance management, which is embracing your organization's progressive discipline policy. And I just want to reiterate something that's really important. Progressive discipline is not used to not fire employees. Progressive discipline is used to change the behavior of employees to meet expectations. Notice the language that I'm using. It's very similar. We performance coach to encourage our employees to go from good to great, or we performance coach to change our employees' behavior to meet performance expectations. But sometimes a very small percentage of our employees are going to choose not to meet expectations. And the best way to deal with that, performance manage them, is to use progressive discipline. Remember, we've performance coached already. Now we're going to shift to progressive discipline. And as you can see from this great infograph, you simply embrace step one of your policy around progressive discipline. Again, I want to reiterate this. Progressive discipline is designed not to fire employees. It's designed to change their behavior and create a win-win outcome. When you look at this infograph now all in one shot, you can see that performance management doesn't need to be this overly complicated process. Performance management, as you can see from this great infograph, doesn't need to be a scary or overly complicated thing. By simply looking at this infograph, you can see that on a daily basis, you as a leader are already performance managing your people. It doesn't need to be a negative thing, it can be a positive thing. What's absolutely really important is you recognize when you look at this infograph that you see magic moments, step in, coach, create change, take your people from good to great. If your employees continue to repeat the behavior, then you need to performance manage that. The best way to do that is, if the coaching is not effective, is simply flip over to progressive discipline to create behavior change, to create a win-win outcome. Performance management, to me, is just something that's really important, and it's what we do as leaders on a daily basis. It doesn't need to be this difficult, scary thing. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't hesitate to look at our other great vignettes, as it supports us, especially the performance coaching, 4-step vignette, and also we have the really good magic moment, which I think is just as important. Thank you.